All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in the car, it is what? It is 1:34 in the morning. Just dropping Mr. Cell off home. He just got back from leveling up.
Yes.
1:34. Went out. What time we go out? It was like
about 11:20.
About 11:20.
Or look at about 11. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 11:20. Yeah. Went up to Walmart with the Myers, got some stuff in. Well, not at Myers, but mainly at Walmart. But anyway, this video is not really, well, I guess we could talk about some stuff. It's in relation to the leveling up, I guess you could say. But we're going to talk more about, we're going to talk motivation mainly, because I've gotten this question quite often during the week. One of my followers asked me to make a video talking about motivation, and here we are. I didn't have time to do it last week. I was so busy, but I'm gonna get it out the way tonight or this morning.
What was the original question?
He just it wasn't really a question. He just asked me if I could make a video talking about motivation, because this is, I guess, when it comes to learning languages, this tends to be a major issue for people, because if you don't have the motivation, it's kind of hard to learn a language. So I guess he just wanted me to make a video and talk about it. So first of all, I'll ask you, like where can we start? Like, how do you feel about motivation? Like, this motivation in relation to learning languages or anything, basically, just talking about motivation.
Motivation, like a motivator for learning language?
Well, just like the importance of motivation, like for learning anything, languages, or it could be anything.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Just your like just basic thoughts of this word.
Okay, yeah, motivation for. Let's start with languages, since this is for your language channel. Motivation in language learning, it's definitely, because I tried learning a few languages, almost a decade ago, a little bit over 10 years ago, and you definitely, it's definitely a commitment. And I think a lot of people, their first impression of learning a language is it's extremely hard. They have all these concepts in their head that may not necessarily be true about what it takes to learn a language and practice, and going out to talk to people, but mainly just the difficulty stemming from how much of a language that potentially could be there. So I think it's definitely a commitment, and if you want to commit yourself to something, you definitely have to have number one, an approach, but also you have to have motivation from within. You have to have reasons, a solid reason, and a reason, like a reason you want to learn, and then a reason to continue learning. And I think and on top of that, there's a bunch of different layers. Like, you have motivation from experiences, like we experience when we go out and make these level up videos. And then you also have motivation from just interactions with people, responses, and encountering something you don't know. That also, it can kind of be, it could be a surprise, which could lead to, it'll stimulate some motivation within you if you're the right person. Some people it might make feel uncomfortable, but other people, they might, something, or encountering something they don't know might make them more it might motivate them more to learn language.
Yeah.
But you definitely need you have to commit yourself, and you can motivate yourself from different things, but it has to start with you, I think, if you want to learn language, because it's definitely a commitment, and you have to remind yourself while you're doing it, and to motivate yourself internally. It needs to start with yourself, I think, internally, and then commit yourself to it, and then go out and grab experience, which will definitely motivate you more once you see your progress and see everything in action, see what you've been studying, what you've been learning, working in action.
Yeah, I remember a while ago, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, you were doing Japanese.
Yeah.
And I know you've always been interested in learning like Japanese, Korean, or whatever. But do you feel that, like, do you feel you're, like, right now, do you feel that your motivation is higher than it was before because of more engagement, with more interaction?
Oh man, you know, it's absolutely, man, it's crazy. And not only that, you know, it makes me also, it motivates me more because I do know a lot of Japanese, although I know a lot of spoken and definitely more written, since at the time I was learning I didn't have nobody to speak with, so I just focused on writing and reading. So I wanted to get that down, since I figured, well, I'll just learn the technical side since I won't really have anyone to speak with. So now, you know, knowing Japanese phrases and a few, you know, maybe a few hundred sentences and a few hundred words and stuff, a lot of kanji, learning with you kind of makes me, it's motivating me a lot, definitely a lot in Chinese, but I also want to go back in Japanese now because I'm like, I can take your, you know, your approach. And I never, it's like the way I'm learning now, I never thought to learn, you know, Japanese. So it's definitely motivating once you see people, you talk to people, because sometimes, you know, he speaks so many different languages that my head's spinning. Like I can't, I'm trying to assess what's going on all in my head. So sometimes I freeze up because I'm trying to remember, like, I see so many, I get exposed to so many things so fast, I kind of get lost myself. So I'm like, wow, I don't know, it feel like I'm speaking all the different languages with him. So so it's like, you know, it's a definitely motivated me a lot, going out, talking to people. So yeah, I definitely think it's definitely motivating seeing everybody, and once you understand what they're saying too, like listening to you talk to them, even Chinese, it's like, oh man, I know this word, I know this word, I know this word. And it's like you're almost there. You can see a sense of a progression, like a sure sign of progression.
Yeah.
And so once I see that, I'm like, oh, she said this and she said this, and when you're talking to the Japanese person, I'm like, you know, he would translate to me. I'm like, oh, I knew what he said, you know. So it's just like, oh man, I already knew he said that, like, you know. So it's definitely motivating in that sense, seeing it in action and seeing, you know, just seeing, you know, them being patient with you and them speaking to you and saying stuff, you know, you're like, wow, I understand what you're saying, and it's like, wow, I never knew, you know, a few weeks ago this wasn't even possible. And especially reading, you know, when we study and you send me the Chinese and English, I used to always get frightened from looking at the Chinese. That's why I went to Japanese first, because it looks easier to pronounce in English as opposed to Chinese, because I never wanted to familiarize myself with Chinese. I just got scared of it. I just, you know, that demotivated me right there. And going through it with him and learning as much as I did and practicing, it motivates me to read it, to, you know, now I'm comfortable with at least trying to pronounce the Chinese words in English, and that was something I completely could not do before, and that kept me from learning Chinese for how many years? 10 years? Like,
and that's more useful than, I mean, I like Japanese too, but it's more, it only makes sense to learn Chinese first, because if you like to interact with the native speakers, you'll be able to interact with them. You'll be able to interact with them like, you can go anywhere. You can go to Walmart, you can go to Best Buy, you can go to all these different places just to interact, just to practice with the native speaker, with native Chinese. Everywhere. But Japanese, it's a little bit more technical. You got to know like the exact area where these Japanese people are. Otherwise, you're not going to find them. And that's why I told you guys before that Japanese, that's why I don't have Japanese on my channel that much, because I couldn't find them, you know.
Even him, he couldn't find him.
I couldn't find him. And that's one of my, and that's my strongest language after Chinese. I couldn't practice it because I just couldn't find the Japanese people. So yeah, definitely, yeah, the motivation is very important. And I think another thing is to try to find like-minded individuals, people who are doing the same thing, they're positive, they're being very positive about it. Because if they're, I mean, if you have someone who's interested in doing the same thing, they're positive, you guys can motivate each other.
Yep.
But at the same time, you don't want to start like comparing yourself, you know. And I'm going based off experience. Like when I first started doing this level up stuff, Jamal, you know, you guys already know Jamal Ishimado, my best friend. We used to always go out and do this, and you know, no one was comparing. I wasn't comparing myself to him. He wasn't comparing himself to me. We would just go out, have fun, and we do it again. So, oh, let's do it again. Let's do it again. We just have fun, and we were always, you know, motivating each other. So I think if you have someone to hang out with, that you guys can maintain motivation. But you gotta also, you know, just don't make any comparisons, and you know, do anything that will let like your partner or your friend feel, I gotta say,
uncomfortable.
They feel
like
uncomfortable. Or they feel like make them feel like, I don't know how, like you like they're lower than you or something like that.
Yeah.
You guys feel
like degrade them or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Degrade them.
So it's just like you guys are on the same level, whatever. Just you know what I mean.
So like-minded and open-minded.
Like-minded,
open-minded. That's like a good combination.
Yeah, like-minded, open-minded. So motivation. Everyone always asks me, say, man, how do you stay so motivated? Like, why are you, you know, where's some tips? You can't really. It's just like he said. It has to come from within first. So it's kind of hard to give tips on how to stay motivated. It's something that has to come from within, and then you can find other things on top of that. For me, the main thing is the interaction with the people, those reactions.
Yeah.
When I learn, like I'll start off as a beginner or a noob. I'm getting beat up in the battlefield, and I could barely understand what they're saying, and then I come to the state of being able to understand these questions and answers. That's motivating in itself, and that pushes me to keep going. So if you're the type of person who just doesn't like to interact, or I don't want to say doesn't like, but you're too shy or whatever, you know, it can kind of be detrimental to your progress or your motivation, because you're not experiencing that, you know, that heavenly glory.
Yeah.
That heavenly glory, man.
In the next video, they'll see it.
Yeah,
they're gonna see it.
I'm telling you, man. And just like how you guys are, you guys say you like the reaction. Oh, I love the reactions. That's the same thing with us. Those reactions, man, they are so motivating. It's like, man, I want to learn more. I wonder if I learn this, and then I'll use this next time, how they gonna react. And you know, when you do that, it's like it's just, you build up all that what is it? That's like a snowball effect. Yeah. You know? So
that confidence booster.
Yes, confidence booster, self-esteem.
It's like, wow, you look at yourself. I even watch the old level up videos, and I watch myself struggle. It's like, man, you know, sometimes I'm hard on myself, but you know, I never take it too serious. I never too personal, like emotionally, to where I'm thinking about it all the time when I go out. That's definitely not the case. But I like to look at myself, you know, stumble, make some mistakes, because it's something completely new, and a completely new language, something completely different to myself, and it's just fun to watch how it was in the beginning. Like, man, I remember the one time I couldn't say, you know, when you asked me why was I learning, how long I've been learning, I couldn't even say that. Now, you know, that's no problem to say that. So you just gotta, you know, that's why it's good to document, record yourself, make videos on your YouTube channel, or show your friends, or just make a log for yourself, just speaking maybe a few phrases. You can start with a few phrases, just record yourself and track your progress. So once you go out and talk to people, and you can see, like, okay, week 1 I made this video of me saying these Chinese words, I'm gonna go out and maybe meet somebody and say the same thing, and then you can kind of track your progress through the weeks, because that's exactly what I see with these level up videos. And you just want to see yourself get better. So some people, they can feel it, some people have to see it. So I mean, if you're starting a new language, or if you want to track your progress, you can start that's the best way to do it, is take a video camera, start talking, or maybe audio, repeat to yourself, or just blog it and just document, like, this is week 1, I'm saying these phrases, or this list of words, and I'm studying it. I'm studying these list of words. Week 2, I'm doing this, and then you can just watch yourself go through the weeks, and then maybe tape yourself, or go out, talk to people, and then go back and review it, because that's the best. I think that's one of the best ways, especially after going out with him.
Yeah,
I can see you can see the progress. I can see myself like on that video, like what was it, the Canes video, and the I think it was at Walmart, or no, not Walmart, the Barnes and Noble one, the most recent one you uploaded. I just look at myself, I'm like, man, that was like almost a month ago, and I'm like, it gets me motivated. Like, I can't wait till we go out next time. I can't wait till next time, because I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it right this time. So I think that's definitely a motivator for me as well. So you just gotta just document and just record. I think that's the best thing you can do. One of the best things, just record.
Yeah, so
we should do a challenge one day, like a level up challenge. See, have a contest. And see who goes out level up.
I was thinking about it. But yeah, that's motivation, though. I mean, like I said, it's really hard to give to really give you tips on how to stay motivated, because it has to come from within. You have to remember why you're doing it. You know, it definitely has to be something for yourself that you want to do, and then, like I said, you can just find some other things to help you keep that tenacity, because you know, if you have that, if you're very tenacious, you definitely will. You'll keep going, and you know, as time goes by, you won't even realize the progress you've made. You speaking the language really well, and like, man, I don't even remember studying. It didn't even feel like I was studying, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I think the best thing is just to share. You know, only thing I can do is share my experiences. You know, he shared his experiences and how he feels, and that's pretty much it.
And just interact with people. I think, in summary, like, you know, just have a real reason, you know, within yourself. Just remember why you're doing it, and interact with people in person. I think it's the most beneficial. And then, but generally, just interacting with anybody, like whether it's, you know, online, like you were saying, like-minded people, just kind of form like a group of people with similar interests. I think that's probably just communication. I mean, it is a language, just communicating with people, and just, I think that's probably a good way to do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that
interaction. That's, you know, I think that's it. Pretty much reason, interaction, environment.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with those. But yeah, we're gonna we're almost 20 minutes in this video.
Ooh.
So yeah, I just want to make this video a response, and you know, just share not only my thoughts, but also, you know, Mr. Sale's thoughts on the motivation thing. And yeah, just like you said, just try to interact with foreigners using your language, and find like-minded individuals to, you know, hang out with. You guys can, you know, practice together, and just to make sure that person is positive. You know, it's very important to have positive people around. So that's it. Anything else you want to say before I cut the camera?
That's it. We got some new videos coming. We went out this past weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can speak about that. We got a lot of it's good. I'll tell you guys that. I'll give you a sneak preview.
Yeah,
not a sneak preview, but I'll give you a heads up. It's good. I'll give you no spoilers.
We
I can't say everything.
We did some damage. We did some damage out there. Yeah, it's coming. But yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.